Welcome to Season 2 of Conversations That Matter. Starring William Hussey, 365, Dr. Gene Blackman, and Dominique Davis. The place where meaningful dialogue creates change. Sit back, grab a snack, and join us for a conversation that truly matters.
Well, I'm your main man, William Hussey, 365.
Gene Blackman, Big 22, Dominique Davis.
That's right. And we are Conversations That Matter. We have made it to the final episode of Season 2.
Absolutely.
This is season finale, baby. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for always supporting and showing love for 2 seasons, not 1, but 2. We made it through 2 seasons, and this is the final episode. Let's give it up for the audience, y'all. Can I get some hand claps? Yeah. That's right. So how y'all doing, fellas?
I'm good. I feel great, man.
You got the entertainer.
I feel great, man. I'm blessed, man. Blessed and highly favored, man.
Ain't that
Blessed
true?
and highly
How was
favored.
your week this week?
Had a rough week, but I made it.
Oh, you had a rough week?
Yeah.
But you
I got some good news as well.
That's
I closed in on my house. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
That's good news for me, and God's been good to me. Yep.
That's what's up. How about you, Doc?
Man, that's dope, man. I'm blessed and highly favored as well, man. Just chilling, man. Had a pretty good weekend for the most part. I will say that one of my longtime clients and friend passed
Oh, wow.
due to a heart attack. And he's in my age range. So my man Jeff Alexander. So shout out to his family, and we'll definitely be lifting them up. Yeah, man. But man, men's health, man, we really do have to step it up on.
Yeah,
that,
most
man.
definitely.
Tia came in last week and talked about how we eat and how it affects us, and man, we just have to. And we have to step it up as men, man.
Most definitely, man.
And with that being said, I'm not saying my man wasn't on top of his game, as far as his health. I'm not saying he wasn't.
Right.
But I just know
bringing awareness.
that we all, it just sparked something in me to where I'm challenging men to really go to the doctor, you know what I'm saying, and really be serious about their health.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely.
that.
Yes, sir.
Prayers to the family as well. What's his name again?
Jeff Alexander.
Jeff Alexander. Let's have a moment of silence, please. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Yes,
family.
man. Prayers to the family. And you're right, we got to do better. We got to lead by example as well, man, as men in our communities, because like you said, the young fellas will grow up eating and doing the same things that we were doing, you know what I'm saying, it's catching up with us now at our age. So it's very important that we bring awareness to that, and also take accountability and initiative to do better ourselves. You know what I'm saying? No matter if that's with just eating, going to the doctor, like Gene said, going to the gym, just take a walk. Just one walk a day, save your life. You know what I'm saying? Or just drinking water.
Sit
you know
down
sometimes. Or sit down.
Because we moving.
Always
Life
going.
is stressful.
Yeah.
Everybody in our ear, our head.
Right.
Like sometimes we just need to sit down.
Yeah, and you got a good point there. It ain't
Chill
even
out.
that stress. Stress
It's a silent killer.
Yeah, that's definitely a silent killer, man. But you hit it on the head with that. I wasn't even thinking about that. We keep going, and so many people depend on us, and we got so many responsibilities. We just gotta go. You know what I'm saying? But you don't think about it to just take time for yourself. So you're right about that, Doc. So prayers to the family, man, and we wanted to bring awareness to men's health in our community. So thank you, Doc, for that. My weekend and my week was good, man. I had a great week, busy week, getting ready for a couple of things. I Am King magazine, we dropping soon. Getting ready for the next I Am King Men's Empowerment.
Yeah.
Oh man, we gonna show out. This one is bigger than ever.
Yeah.
This one is bigger than ever, brother. I ain't even told y'all about it. That's
man, do we have a page? As Conversations That Matter?
Oh, for sure.
We
You talking about the magazine? Yeah, we got the.
Okay.
Yeah, we in there. For sure.
Okay, so you use some old pictures.
No. I just used the advertisement just to show the ad.
Okay.
Yeah.
We was just talking about that.
No. But
he'll have a picture in there.
Listen. So for the second edition, that's when we coming out with the pictures. Because that's right when season 3 coming. You already know I got a plan
Hey,
before the plan, before the plan.
Gotta watch
Yes,
you,
sir.
man. You Southside, man.
It's all good. It's all good. Gerald in the building. Shout out to Gerald
Man,
Roberts.
hit deep. All I need is 2 more.
Shout out to Empire 45 Magazine in the building.
Yeah.
And my brother NY in the building.
Yeah.
Shout out to the livest audience in the city, man. So let's go ahead and jump into it, fellas.
Come on.
So the silent killer, since we talking about silent killers of ego and pride. I'll start with you, Nick. What does ego mean to you?
Me personally, my ego was my worst enemy.
Mm.
My ego was my worst enemy, and I never knew that until I humbled myself.
Wow.
And the part of your ego, it's a tug of war, because you don't want to be overconfident, but then you don't want to feel unconfident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the catch. So what I do is I balance my confidence with my humbleness. If you're too confident, they're gonna overthrow you. If you're too humble, they're gonna walk over you. So it's a balance.
Yeah, it's
you know
definitely a balance. Definitely a balance.
Yeah, that's my my prospect on it.
Let me ask you this: how did you figure out your ego was getting the best of you in the negative sense when you say you had
I
to
found out
realize
my ego was getting the best of me late. 36 years old.
Oh wow.
36 years old.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So I didn't have any trades. You know,
Yeah.
I was a dope dealer, a whoremonger.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? All I needed was them 2 blocks right there, Phillips Avenue and patio,
Gotcha.
for 36 years.
Yeah.
And then I seen the bigger picture, and I seen that I was kidnapped by my ego. You know what I'm saying? So when you get ready for the real world, you find out you're not ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then it's a humbling. You know what I'm saying? And it's a massive drop.
Right.
It's a sudden drop. Boom.
Yeah.
That reality check cash different, boy.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
You gotta look in the mirror, man. You gotta look in the mirror and hold yourself accountable as well. What about you, Doc?
I don't know, man. I kind of wrestle with it. Because when I think about egos, I think about a nickname for pride,
Right.
you know, or a way of dressing up pride.
Mhm.
And I don't always look at that as a negative thing.
Mhm.
So I ask myself, is it possible to be prideful and proud of something and yet still not be arrogant? Because I think of when we think of ego, the first thing we think of is arrogance.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Cocky.
I think, and like for me, you know, I grew up an athlete,
Right.
So competition was important to me. I always wanted to be the best that I could be, and most of the time, the best that I could be, I felt like I had the potential to be the best in the room at anything, and so I had pride in what I did. I took pride in my workouts. I took pride in my games. I took pride in how I looked. I took pride in everything. But I don't feel like I was ever arrogant.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm here to learn as well. Like, what does ego really mean? And is it all negative, or do we allow, once
Somebody else
again,
got
society to paint a picture of what it's supposed to be?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You always say that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like that when it gets to a place, I feel like pride can get to a place of arrogance, and then that's when it's destructive. That's when it's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's okay to have some pride in something. Like, bro, we have pride in Phillips Avenue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we proud. We say 2200. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, so
chest out.
Yeah.
Right.
That's pride.
That's pride.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if we're saying, 2200 is the best place in Greensboro, blah blah blah. I hate the South Side. They don't do it like we do it. Type joint. Now that has gone to a place of destruction. You know what I mean? And a place of arrogance.
Arrogance is a cover up for insecurity for me. Because a lot of times the loudest mouth in the room is the most insecure person in that room. And a lot of times when people brag a lot, they're insecure, so they got to hear their self say it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's most definitely a fact.
I agree.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what it was speaking about when I was looking up some things earlier. It was just that, when you're trying to highlight yourself, be judgmental of others because you putting yourself at a higher standard than other people. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of times we slip and do that. Even not intentionally, but I feel like a lot of times we do that because, like Gene said, we want to be the best. We want to be number one. You want to be at the top of the food chain. But you got to humble yourself. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with being confident, but being overly confident when you putting other people down to put yourself first, I think is where the problem come in. Yeah. For sure.
And see, it's like it's two kind of superheroes. It's a superhero that wants to save the day, and then it's a superhero that wants to make everybody around them better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're both heroes, but the other one that wants to make people around you better is more acceptable than the one to be like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For
sure. Yeah.
So I want to talk about some silent killers of pride and ego. Has it ever been a situation from yourself? Because I know you humbled yourself. That's why I'm coming to you with this one. To where you felt like, you know what? Or somebody checked you. You had to look at yourself in the mirror. Like, you know what? I'm overreacting. I my ego and my pride in the way. It's some things it's hard for us to let go, right?
Yeah.
No matter if it's a relationship, if it's in the streets, if it's friendships, whatever it is at the job, whatever. Because I know it's certain things that happen at people's jobs where it's like your pride just be like,
don't nobody test your gangster like your job.
Exactly.
And that's a form of maturity as well. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Like I don't work too hard to let this woo trick me out of my job and what I work for. But most definitely though, man, listen, But things like when I stopped running the streets, I thought it was going to get better. It really got worse. So God, see, I'm a spiritual person. I'm not religious. So God had to humiliate me in front of my peers just to build me back up. You know what I'm saying? I never thought Dominique could catch the bus or Dominique could be at the library.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Excuse my language. Stuff like that. It was really building me up, but he had to break me down. Then I had to look at myself in the mirror. So everything I did until that time, it didn't mean nothing.
Yeah, but I'm glad you got out of your own way.
I had to
allow him to work on you. For sure.
Absolutely. So look, I go to work, and then at my other job, I had Absolutely. So look, I go to work, and then at my other job, I had an owner. He was old. He was kind of racist. So he said something to me that was just dumb to me. I snapped on him, and then next thing I know, I get a text saying I'm fired. I lost my extra money
humble.
that fast.
And you got humble.
Yes, I got humble. And ever since
Pride
then,
comes before a fall.
Come on now. I'm telling you. So ever since that day, y'all not. I never jumped arrogant again. Especially when I got money. My wife has seen me twice, or maybe more than twice, with money, without money, with money, without money. And she said, you know what? I'm proud of you because you actually still the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, it took me to fall and lose everything.
Yep, because that's the lesson. That's the kind of lesson.
I'm sorry, y'all. So the clip is basically speaking about your pride before the fall. So in the clip, the guy explains that he went to work, he was feeling himself, he cussed out or he snaps on his boss. He later on receives a text that he got fired. He goes home, he finds out that his girlfriend dumped him as well. And so in the clip, they're saying, well, dang, you got humbled real fast. And he says, I did because I didn't understand my ego. He was being arrogant. So he's at work feeling himself, not knowing that the reason that you are arrogant is because of the check that you receive from your job. So the clip talks about the pride, the check, right? The pride before the fall. So how do y'all feel that ties into ego and pride?
Man, I would love to hear from the live audience on that.
Oh yeah, let's go to the audience. Then we're gonna jump into the comments as I see a few people in there.
All right.
Anybody want to share a few words?
What's your thoughts about that?
There you go.
The king. Is your mic on?
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yes. Yeah.
So the question is basically, what are your thoughts about the saying the pride before the fall, or how a lot of times when you're in your arrogance or you're not humble and you're living by ego, you get humbled by life?
When has your ego gotten in the way?
Yes.
I think that's like universal. I mean, all of us have like an ego that plays, like all of us are better than someone at something. So like I would say I'm better at communicating than a lot of people. He's
Mm.
better at basketball than a lot of people. Like all of us have something that we're just uniquely better at. But when I think the problem becomes when we're like too over like boastful about it. Like we're like, oh yeah, I'm better than you, better than this. Like,
Right.
and we're not trying to learn. We're not trying to constantly become better. We're just like, oh, I'm better.
Mm.
I think that's one of the problems. But I don't think there's ever a problem with having an ego. I think it's just like, hey, I know I'm good at what I do. I think the problem is when you don't have an ego, because now it's like you kind of throw yourself down. Now it's like you don't know your worth. Now it's like you're not understanding the value that you have in your skills and yourself and your person. So I would definitely say ego is good. But the problem is when you let the ego drive.
Love it.
Yep.
Love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yep.
Shout
Boy,
out to
got you.
Jeremiah Chet, man.
Jeremiah
For real.
Chet.
Yeah.
Good God
My
Almighty.
man. My man.
How old are you now? 17?
Yep,
God,
yep,
I did not
yeah.
have. I did not have that wisdom at 17. Mr. McCain.
Yeah, I want to second that for Mr. Jet. I just told my son, I pointed at Jeremiah when I got out the car. I said, you need to hang out with that young man right there.
Yes, sir.
Nah, for real.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, seriously. So shout out to y'all too, man, on season 2 finale. But just to answer the question.
Let's celebrate that. Thank you,
Yeah,
my brother.
yeah.
Can we get some hand claps? Yes, sir.
Can y'all hear me pretty good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. We good. Just in short, I've actually shared this with Dr. Blackman, Dominique, and Will already, but I'll share it on a more open platform. I know for me, in 2016, my life changed, in a great way, in a myriad of ways. I had just finished at Winston-Salem State. I had got my apartment. I started working at the bank, and just all these doors started opening up to me, or for me rather. Started dressing different, started looking different, et cetera, et cetera. Now, prior to that, I had, went through some things. It was a struggle, you know what I'm saying? Living from person to person, still in school, working little part-time jobs. I mean, I was really on the oodles and noodles train. Like it was very, very, humbling experience. But then when those doors started opening up, slowly but surely, those spirits of ego and pride, they work gradually. They never come at you one time. They work gradually.
Yes,
you know what
sir.
I'm saying? And so with ego and pride came narcissism. With ego and pride came arrogance.
Mm.
With ego and pride, it came me being haughty, as the word describes. And consequently, that narcissism, that arrogance, it caused me to go into these spells of manipulation, womanizing, being arrogant. And it cost me some valuable, incredible relationships where when those relationships and those rapports ended, that also in turn caused depression. That also in turn caused me to go into these spells where I felt unworthy. And as aforementioned, ego and pride, it never comes at you at once. It slowly chips at the block, for lack of a better term. Because, now, I'm walking across the stage when I was told I couldn't do it. I got this job. And so, I'm just thinking I'm the man now. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm the man. And so because of that, I'm hurting people. I'm dismissive. I'm insensitive to people's feelings. You know what I'm saying? But slowly but surely, when those other people that were being hurt in turn, when they start gaining strength, you know what I'm saying? And I realize I'm not as cool as I think I am, because, after a while, people are only going to put up with so much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now, the people I hurt, they married, they got families. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to talk to me like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Those opportunities that came about, jobs, internships, I felt like I was too accoladed to do certain things within those jobs. Now those jobs done passed over. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say this is that silent killer is definitely an appropriate term for the nuance of ego and pride, because silently but surely it can cost you dearly if you're not careful. And I would just caution everyone, man, just, when you start having those doors, start being cognizant of that. When those doors start opening up, be very, very cognizant of that, because as the old cliche goes, just as fast as you can get it, it can be taken away.
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you. Let's
Thank
clap
you.
it up for that.
Appreciate y'all's comments.
See, and that's why I always tell my kids to remember the 3 F's. You got to separate your friends, your fans, and your family.
That's right.
And part of my success, all of my success, is glory to be to God. And but God does have put people in your life that you have to allow to let in to keep you humble. When Michael Jordan go home now, he still got to take out the trash. I never understood it as a boy, but as a man, I understood why Michael Jordan still has to take out the trash when he goes to mom's house. Because mom is not a friend. She's not a fan. She's family.
Yeah.
So remember the 3 F's. Separate your friends, your fans, and your family. Don't go around your family thinking they're your fans. And don't think your fans your family, because they'll switch up on you just as quick as they was rooting for you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Preach.
Super facts.
What you got, brother?
I looked up the definition of ego. Because like I said, we control the narrative, and we shouldn't always allow society to tell us how to feel or think about certain things.
Right.
So ego says a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. That's not negative to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, can it get to a negative place? Yes, if you don't manage it. But if you don't manage eating right, that can get into a negative place. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I refuse to put a negative spin on it at this point. I just think that we can pervert anything good. But I do look at it as a good thing. Yeah.
So while we right there, I got another question for the audience. What are some signs that indicate someone's actions are driven by ego or pride? And Corey, you gave a good amount of them, and we appreciate you. But what's some things that y'all feel like indicate somebody has too much ego or pride? Yeah. Oh, you got
too much can.
You got to talk it to the mic.
Too much can.
There you go.
Can kind of destroy you.
Right.
I was one of them persons that had too much ego. When I started my construction company, I started from what they call started from the bottom, and then you get to you kind of get to the top. And I got my first what you call big job offering as what you call a just starting construction company. I knew I was good, and to me, I felt like I was better than the rest. I always felt that, and my ego at the time was real high because I felt like could nobody do it like me.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, when I got my first contract, it was like a $40,000 contract.
Wow.
I started on the contract in the beginning, did the first house, and I was putting in vinyl porches. They started bringing out vinyl porches instead of the wooden porches. And I was in this neighborhood, and I landed a $40,000 contract. This guy was going to give me $40,000 to do a few houses. And I did that first house. I'm going to show you how God knocked me down because I had forgot about God put me where I was at.
That's a fact.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was making all this money, and it's easy money to make if you get out there and you work for it. And I was working every day. I wanted to be looking like paint every day. So my first contract I landed, and he stripped it from me. That's when I found out I had cancer. I did the first job, got off work, went to the hospital, and I never seen the street till 4 years later.
4 years?
Yeah, 4 years later.
Wow.
So having too much ego, sometimes God will strip it from you just as quick as you got it.
That's right. That's a fact. That's right.
And then he showed me something else. He showed me how to humble myself with the gift that he gave. And he gave me a gift of working with my hands. And he put me and I was like, God, now you done stripped me from the most important thing that I had in my life that was going to put me where I need to be and buy my first house and flip my house. And I said, now you took it from me just that fast. You gave it to me and you took it from me just that fast. But you gave me something else in the process. He gave me, he humbled me. He showed me that there is a God and you need God in everything you do.
Most definitely.
Super facts.
And now that I know that, he's opened other doors for me to have that 40,000 and a little bit more.
Come on now.
After you put your eyes back on him, see, when Peter had his eyes on God, he was walking to God on the plank. But as soon as he took his eyes off Jesus, he failed. So sometimes God put us in places that we don't qualify for only so we can exalt him. But as soon as we think it's us, back to square one or either lower than square one. Yeah. But that was a blessing. That was a blessing.
I tell people this all the time.
It's a fact.
I said, for me, catching stage 4 cancer was a blessing to me because I was on a crash course to hell. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Even in the part of me working, I was crashing. I didn't even know I was crashing, but he caught me before I crashed because I was going to take that $40,000 and blow up. My head was already blown up. I was the best construction worker in Greensboro.
Right.
And I was going to take over Greensboro. That was my whole thing, but I was doing it in the wrong way. That can be a hindrance too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Absolutely.
So how you feel now,
bro?
I'm humble.
There you go. Yeah.
And he's opened up more doors for me now because I'm humble.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I sit back and let him do it.
Come on, man.
Right.
In God's way, I'm like, God, is this the way I need to walk?
That's
Even
right.
though I'm not in the church, and it don't take a person to be in the church.
Yeah.
The church is
The hell with
It's
the
inside you. Yeah, for sure.
That's
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Your personal here.
That's right.
You
That's
know, if you
right.
ain't got your temple right here.
That's right.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
It's not gonna work.
That's
You
right.
gotta get it right within self.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, brother. Give it up for my brother, Gerald Barber.
Though he slay me, yet will I trust him.
But
Yes.
I know he think he the best painter now. I know he do.
Yeah,
He
I know
better.
he do.
You got
He
to
better.
like you say. You
He
got
better.
that little bit of confidence in that ego.
You better.
Can't nobody
Yo,
paint
As long
like
as he
me.
ain't putting himself over
Hey, yo,
anybody
some
else or
fact.
being judgmental. We all can be great painters, though.
No,
And I think that's what you were sharing. Like,
Yeah, man. I think like to answer your question, and then I guess we'll hear from some people in the audience. But I think like sometimes like when you get to a place where you think you're better than people are less than, those are some signs of when it's too much. You know,
yeah,
too
for
much
sure.
pride, too much ego in place, and I think we see that more often than not. And I really don't think it's that silent. Like you can smell arrogance when it comes in the building. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
right.
oh yeah, this
It's an energy.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can hear it. It's in their conversation. It's in their walk.
Right,
All of that, and it's okay to be confident.
right, for sure.
It's okay to be confident.
Have you ever been too arrogant? I mean, through youth, and I mean, of course, you're grown now. But have you ever had a situation where you felt like you were too arrogant?
Oh yeah, and have to check myself. Absolutely. It's been times my mom checked me on that.
Gonna check
It's
you.
been times coaches have checked me on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What about you?
yeah. All the time. All the time.
Not no more though.
Not no more, but I went through it like with sports, you know, on jobs,
Sports, yeah.
in relationships, you
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You just be feeling yourself because you the breadwinner.
Yeah.
You throwing your weight around, but then you realize, dang, I really need her.
Just too arrogant.
Just too
I was so arrogant one time. I started talking like I was from London. I was like, excuse me? Thought I was from England. Nigga, you too arrogant. Do you know me, man?
Oh, you ain't how to
Man,
speak it.
I thought I was from England, boy. I thought I was from England. God humble my ass. Excuse
Right.
me, Lord.
He will.
And I started talking like I'm from Mississippi. Hey, listen, he turned me into fiddler. I was like, son, yes, son, no, son.
Right. He'll humble you.
Yeah,
quick.
man, humble you quick.
Let's jump into some comments, sure.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in to Conversations That Matter. Thank you, audience, for coming in the building. We appreciate you all. Also want to thank everybody that follow at their followers and highlights. We appreciate it so much. So from the top, we have Mary Fries. She says, congratulations on closing on your home, Mr. Davis.
Yeah.
Congratulations
Thank
to
you.
Lisa Adjutant says, good afternoon, fellas. J Rock
What up?
says, y'all
What's
is really
up?
talking that ish.
Hey, what up, though?
IVG says, love you, fellas, and I'm so proud of all of you.
What's up,
Love,
Ivy?
sis.
You too, IVG.
Love you, IVG.
Baby.
Thank you, Corey McCann, for adding your followers and your highlights. Mary Fries also says, sometimes we can care more about the opinion or how we see ourselves, how detriment.
That's true.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Tia Henderson says, hey, family.
Hey,
What up,
Tia.
Tia?
Shout out to Tia.
Hey, Tia. And if you missed her episode last week on growing groceries about keeping your body healthy and up to
Yes.
the survival code,
Yes.
definitely
Yes.
take the time to go check that
Yes.
out. And we appreciate
Yes.
you, Tia,
Yes.
as well. Ashley Good says, hey, good people.
What up, what up?
Sis.
Hey, Ash. Lamandia Allen says, a person who goes through situations but won't ask for help or advice can also be viewed as being
Absolutely.
prideful
Yes.
Absolutely.
in the sense that they feel they can handle things themselves, but they're being handled by the situation.
Come on.
Yeah, that's crazy. Said because
That's
that
a
was the next
word.
segment. That's what we're going
That's
into.
a
That pride.
word.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, Felicia Vaughn says, when someone's ego is beyond them, that person thinks that the best way to love someone is to change them to fit their ego.
Yeah.
All right. Mary Fries also says that she agrees with what Felicia Vaughn's just said as well. Katria striving for better still is in the building. She says that's that Libra-ish.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Twin.
Okay. Corey McCann says there was a mention of social media, music, and other forms of popular culture and its influence. Remember the song Ego by Beyonce and Kanye West? Beyonce had most of us believing that being egotistical was actually okay. Don't let the dynamic of popular culture corrupt the appropriate verbiage of the two.
Okay. I like that viewpoint.
Yes. Wendy Armstrong says, hey, Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
She says your ego isn't negative if your ego exudes confidence. In my opinion, it becomes negative when your ego drives you to find in consciously expecting gratification or praise from others. The type of ego becomes narcissistically suffocating. Individuals of this sort do things to be noticed or praised from others. In some instances, this type of personality that doesn't get the reaction or results of recognition, they become angered or insecure.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Those are all our comments.
Yeah, so let's get into it. So prideful, being prideful. You had said something one time when we was talking about one of our brothers, and you was like, when a person's drowning, I don't need them to say, save me. I can see that they drowning and I'm going to be there for them. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes our pride to get in the way when we going through it. It might be some dark times. It might be some hard times, or it just might be some times that we're influenced and we're not realizing how our pride is in the way. So let's talk about that a little bit, fellas. When are some situations to where you have to put the pride aside, and definitely find balance between ego and pride, but sometimes our pride gets in the way. So give me an example in your life where your pride got into you, got in front of you or in the way of you being who you really were. Like, and then give me an example of how you learned from that and now how you carry yourself when it comes to being too prideful.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
Here's the thing. I got 6 boys.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're raising a boy, it becomes a father to son, but then it becomes a man to man.
Man to man.
So how old is Noel is 22. Real quick, it's not gonna be long drawn. I'm talking to him like he's a boy.
Right.
He's my son, but now we're talking man to man. See, the father to son conversation will grow into a man-to-man conversation. So I had to put my pride to the side because I'm not talking to no child anymore.
Right.
He's not yelling at me or raising his voice, but he's not doing what I say. So I had to be like, okay, Dominique, you're talking to a man now. He got to bump his own head and scrape his own knees.
Right.
But I was just getting so mad. So I had to humble myself right there. You know what I'm saying? So that was one that I could really you let your pride get in the way.
Right. And I think we all go through that as parents. You know what I'm saying? Because even when they get to that point at a certain age and things start changing, it's like, you know what?
Didn't I say?
Yeah, but they getting older. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to the audience. What do y'all feel about pride? We spoke about ego, but let's talk about pride. Does pride get into your way today?
Well, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Magique Renee, Empire 45 Magazine. How y'all guys?
Doing good.
Glad to have you.
I've been sitting back here so quiet and listening to you all. I want to say congratulations first off on your house and
thank you.
Conversations that matter.
Yes.
You're getting ready to be in the Fall Winter Magazine.
That's right. Give it up for that, y'all. Right.
Gene, congratulations on your marital status.
Come on,
sir.
Keep it going. Can't do all the single stuff that a man would do, okay?
That's right.
So, you got that ball and chain, but it's all right because you love that girl.
I know that's right.
I love this type of bonding.
That's right.
Right. Thank you.
Hey,
congratulations to you as well.
All right. King and Bishop, my brothers, they are doing a wonderful job with Empire 45.
That's right.
Me and
that's
my
right.
sister, Talika, we decided to take Empire 45 Magazine to another level.
Let's give it up for that, y'all.
All right, so I want to say really quick, go back to ego right quick to go into pride.
Let's get it.
All right, so I didn't hear this. Our so-called friends.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Okay, you got some. You got some that's gonna be your cheerleaders.
That's right.
They gonna root to you to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you start falling, guess where they going? They gonna stage to the left.
Yeah.
They gonna leave you.
Mm.
Just like, for instance, if you get locked up,
Oh
who's
yeah.
gonna write you? Who's gonna put money on your books?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, but you know, in saying that, you know, your friends can be one of the most almost enemies.
That's
because
right.
they're saying, hey, Jeremiah, go on up there, boy, you can do it. Come on, you know, they're boosting up your confidence.
Yeah.
Okay, that could be good in a good sense,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't know what's hidden behind the curtains.
Yeah, the hidden motives.
Okay, and you know, Jeremiah could be up there. I know I got it going on. I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna do this, that, and the other. Yeah, I've done it before.
Yeah.
When I go in front of my camera from time to time, I got so much pride in front of the mirror. You get yourself prepared, especially women. We get ourselves prepared to go in front of that mirror and we gain that confidence in our gut. And when we get out there, me, once or twice, we get out there and we're so like, I'm going to do this. I've got to do this because they pump me up to do it. And then you don't have no audience.
That probably hurt your pride, there, boy.
I'm like, oh.
Humble you quick.
But I learned this. It don't matter if nobody shows up.
Come on now.
God is always in
Come on
the
now.
building.
That's right.
Come on
That's
now.
right.
Don't nobody see it. He gonna most definitely.
He gonna most
see
definitely see it. That's right.
And he will, you know, he will probably make you go through that 2 or 3 more times.
And that's what a lot of people been saying. Yeah. He gonna take you through
then
there.
the 4th, 5th time, it's gonna be comment after comment after comment after comment. So you have to, you know, like I said, your friends can boost you up to a point where you just so big like that.
Yeah.
And then you would get dropped down to the bottom when it finally hits you.
And you know the saying, it's lonely at the top. You know what I mean? A lot of people keep going, and then they find themselves the only one up there. No, you look around, nobody's there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And with prideful. That's a good word to use, you know, because I think it kind of sinks in a little bit of being proud. You know, you're proud of your 6 sons. Not only just for them just being good in school, just doing something for their grandma. You know, that can be proud or being proudful. And, you know, of me, I just like to tell people, I'm so proud of you. You know, you don't always put the light on yourself.
There you go.
The light is going to come to you.
That's right.
When
Eventually.
it's time to come to you.
That's right.
So in the meantime, God just needs you. Nope, you boost him up. But what about me? It's all right.
That's
boost
right.
her up. But what about me? No, boost that person up.
That's right.
He
That's
done
right.
already boosted you up. You just ain't got to it yet.
That's it.
So, you know, that's what I mean by prideful. And it's good to feel that way.
Yeah.
You know, not just to yourself. Do that part in a humble way, and then that will come back to you.
Most
but
definitely.
Just doing that for other people, being so prideful of what they do. You know?
Yeah.
And that's it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Let's clap it up for that.
Thank God for you. Thank God for
Yes,
you today.
Empire 45 magazine.
Yeah.
Yes. And we gotta learn how to celebrate each other, man. Just like today, y'all just showing up like this, man, is beautiful, man. We definitely appreciate it, man. And we celebrate y'all in the same manner, man. So we definitely appreciate it. Corey, you got some
Definitely
words?
uplifting.
Oh, go ahead, Doc. Hold on, Corey.
No. So I wanted to hear from you, man. What's a moment where you may have been too proud, and then how did you learn from it?
I would say I'm trying to think of something recent. I would go with Nacho. I would go with that route. I think it was times in the beginning where we were humble, thankful, blessed to have the opportunity to come together and put together something that was not just historical, but legendary for our city. And you had the humbleness in the beginning. You know, you going through the motions, you grinding, you building the infrastructure, right? And I think it was a time it hit when we started getting certain numbers and start going places and getting the calls and people tuning in and people celebrating us, and that ego clicked a couple times. So it was one of those things where it was like, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself because I think I don't have to do as much as I used to. Because like you feel like in your mind you made it. You feel like in your mind, okay, I'm in a place now where I can celebrate. But didn't nobody really know who we were? You know what I'm saying? Didn't nobody really know who we were at the moment? We were still grinding. They love what we did, but you know what I'm saying? I don't care how many interviews you got. And that was the thing with me, because I get majority of the interviews that come on Nacho. And it was one of them things where I used to feel myself like, well, I get the interviews. I call the people, get them on here. But that was my job. You know what I'm saying? That was my position. So that don't mean that, oh, you got it going on because you the one bringing the interviews. And I had to humble myself because I couldn't do stuff that Chewy could do. I couldn't do stuff that Antoine could do. I couldn't do the stuff that Ashley could do or Whitney could do. And I had to humble myself and say, I still got to depend on them to make it a team effort for us to work together. So then I had to humble myself and start taking opinions from them as far as interviews and taking their suggestions and kind of being open-minded and optimistic on, like, you know what? We are a team. Don't get the big head now and think you got it going on. But I wanted to think of something more current. So that's why I brought up Nacho.
Did you check yourself? Did you check yourself? Did you G-check yourself on that?
Well, they checked me first.
Okay, that's love then. That's love. Okay,
that's all I want to know. They checked me first, and then I still had it a little bit like, nah, man, they don't know what they say. Yeah. And then I had to sit back one day and when I needed them the most. You know what I'm saying? I had to look myself in the mirror and say, bro, humble yourself, because just as well as you got here, God can take it away. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And just by me having the ego, I had to learn I can mess it up for everybody else. You see what I'm saying? So that was a personal point that I had to look myself in the mirror and say, yo, why would I be the one to make it fail for everybody else when I could just humble myself, be appreciative, and just keep grinding? You know what I mean? It's a team, not no I.
Thank God for the Nacho crew.
Yeah,
Thank God for your Nacho crew.
Recent, because we'll go back and say, oh, the football team, and then I was like, nah, let me give them something more recent. So that was one, because I never had it when we started conversations, because I done went through that already. You know what I mean? So yeah, so shout out to Nacho, but that's mine. What you got, Tev?
First of all, man, congratulations to you, brothers.
Big salute.
Yeah. Their inspiration, man.
Appreciate you.
I want to say with the pride and humbleness. I understand what everybody's saying, but I'm kind of looking at it on a reverse tip. That sometimes it depends on who you around when that pride and humbleness come. So, just for an example, you three brothers, kind of known y'all for a while, and I know the stuff y'all been through to get to where you at.
Right.
You should be proud. You should be proud when people shouldn't look and be like, okay, well, oh, he think he the stuff because he got here. What it took for you to get here was a lot.
Right.
So when we also say humbleness, like it says, depending on who it's coming from. You know, years ago, I used to have a barber friend of mine. He used to come to my house and cut my hair for free. Years. Loved him to death. I fed him every time my kids ate and everything. But as I started to transition and move my life, he was like, hey, oh man, I can't believe you acting like that now. I remember when we were sitting over here, you couldn't even pay for the cut. You couldn't do, brother, you can't knock me because I decided to change. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
we have to be careful when we've been humbled, who we've been humbled by. And the pride has to be determining who it is. Like you said, with the crew that you're working with now, I can take that hit to say, hey, we're working together, we're a team.
Right.
Whoever you knew back when you was going through your struggle, you shouldn't have to say that.
Right. Don't dim your light down to make somebody else comfortable. If my light's shining, my light gonna shine.
That's right. Or feel guilty for success. You know what I'm saying? Or progress in your life. Yeah, you got a point on that one. Go ahead, Tel. Urban Renaissance in the building.
My God. Urban Renaissance culture.
My
culture.
Enterprises. All that.
All right.
But congratulations, brother. Yeah, I'm glad to be in the building.
Most definitely. Appreciate you, family.
When it comes to pride, I was just really thinking how personal it really is. It's not even something that somebody could really gauge or tell you, so to speak. Like I could walk in and seem like the most humble person, but between me and God, he might look at me and say, I got a proud spirit or arrogant spirit.
Right.
Self-righteousness is another thing that we do a lot that we don't even notice. But Will, you kept saying it, and that's the key. You said, I humbled myself.
Yeah.
And that's literally what the Bible says. So we talking pride comes before the fall, and destruction comes before, or haughty spirit comes before destruction. That whole chapter, Proverbs 16, you would just see how a way seems right to a man, but that way leads to death.
Right.
And
yeah.
God is the one who weighs and measures out what is really going on. So none of y'all can't see my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why I was even reluctant to speak. You feel me? Because when I start talking, I already know I gotta watch where it's coming from. You know
Right.
The devil quit. Try to pull a Peter on me like he did with Jesus. Like he told Jesus, Jesus was telling them, I'm about to go basically do my Father's will and die. And I'm raised from the grave and everything will be everything after that. But they didn't want to see that future being that way because it disturbed what they had in their mind for their future.
Right.
So a lot of times the pride is really coming from the fact that we want something and we not getting it. So that's an inward thing. We don't even know what's going on. We want something, we not getting it, and then because we're not getting it, we having all these problems and issues with the outward.
Right.
Little arguments, or beef with our kids, or them not doing what we say, or our lady not doing what we say, or something. Like all of those are just kind of little markers to show like something going on in our heart. Literally, how God told Cain before he killed Abel, he said, sin is knocking at the door of your heart, and that's for all of us. All of us got to walk through this life and get tempted and try. Just every day, you feel me?
Right.
Even when you're doing good, evil is present with you, is what Paul said.
That's it.
So I really feel like pride, all us got it. We can flip it and say ego is good, confidence is good. But I really feel like if you're really a humble person, you'll see your reflection by the people you're around. People around you gonna be humble too. You see what I'm saying? So
Super fast.
I spend a lot of time with people in the street who gonna have less than me, or kids who can't give me nothing because I can give them something. I could go hang with the dope dealers and the niggas who got money, and I could be with the biggest pastor. And I could talk that talk and pump him up, or I can go hang with Gene. That's my uncle. I could rub shoulders with him, but I prefer to be with somebody who got less than me, who can't give me nothing, because I can always go back to God and get my fill up that I need.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm gonna get it from the people and with the praises that they give me.
Yeah.
The last thing I'll say is really, it's a scripture that's what Paul was saying. Basically, I don't have no need for none of y'all to judge me, good or bad. You see what I'm saying? Because I need to stay right with God, and He gonna judge me. He gonna give me my measure and let me know where I'm at and what I'm doing. And so that's why they call Moses like the most humble man.
Right.
Because that's he had the Pharaoh mindset like we all do. We all been raised in Egypt. We pretty much a dominant country compared to every other country, third world, this, that, and third. So we all are Pharaoh's kids in a sense, mentally how we think. If I cut y'all lights off, y'all internet off, y'all go crazy. Y'all on the internet tripping out because your spectrum went down. That's pride. If I say tomorrow, I'm a businessman. I love doing business. Like I literally love it. I get a thrill off of it. If I say tomorrow I'm going to Arizona and I'm gonna build this company and it's gonna do this in 4 or 5 years, that's arrogance. Because I don't even know what tomorrow gonna be like. So I should say, if the Lord wills, I'm gonna do this or that. And so that's where we gotta stay at as humans. It's a humble place, a needed place, a place where we really weak at, and that's when God can show His glory. You know what I'm saying? So like even now while I'm speaking, I'm just thankful that the Holy Spirit talking and not me. You feel
Come on, man.
I know for a fact I could have said something totally different.
Right.
But I could have. We need the arrogance. We need
he right.
Been
That's my
pushing
guy.
us down long enough. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
we've been oppressed so long. As people, sometimes you gotta start popping in and feeling confident.
You gotta
Sometimes
talk
you gotta
into the
pop
mic,
out.
man. We don't want the
we can hear.
the internet world not to hear this good word.
Sorry. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm doing this for y'all, not even for the internet.
Hey, I
You know
love
what I'm
it.
saying?
I love
So
it.
It's just real, like
We know what it is.
Y'all, my brothers, and iron sharpens iron. So that's
Most
why
definitely.
we gotta stay connected and stay with each other. Because for these 5, 6, 7, 8 years that I've been with y'all, I really could have been prideful and arrogant, but I know for a fact me being with y'all kept me humble. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Be around people that you know are humble people that you see with the have-nots, with the low. Like we ain't trying to be on BET. We got this right here, and we cool right here.
That's
You
a
know what I'm
fact.
saying? So this is what humility looks like, and it grows and it gets, tested. So some people gonna have to be, separated or pulled apart sometimes because their ego and their pride get in the way, and brothers have to go their way and go their way. But ultimately, I feel like once we do what Will said, humble ourselves.
Yes.
The devil resists us; he got to flee from us, and then we can really come in and understand what's going on with God and what He want to do with His people.
Good.
Most
That's
definitely.
good.
Well
That's
said.
good.
Give it up for Tevin, baby. Super dope.
Appreciate it.
With that being said,
Nigga, if you gonna grab the mic and not talking to the mic,
I just want to say that with that being said, that it almost killed. And
Pride.
Yeah, pride. Because I didn't feel like I would ever get sick. I never, you know, I felt like I was gonna be healthy the rest of my life because I never did the hospitals or felt sick or been on medicine. I used to watch my grandmother, them, and they had all these medicines on the side of the table and the drawers. She used to take all these medicine. And I said, I'll never be like that. You know, I'll never be on no medicine like that. So I tried to keep myself in good shape. And with being in construction, I felt like I was in good shape anyway.
Right.
And I never would go to the hospital, even though
there was that pride.
Certain things would happen to me as black men. And I never realized it until I got to the hospital and I found out I had cancer, how bad it was in the black community.
Community, period, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? They don't put that picture out for the black men. They put it out for the women with the breast cancer and stuff like that. They never talk about colon cancer. And the leading cause of black men is colon cancer. And people don't even realize that. And the first thing they thought I had was colon cancer when they first threw on me. Until they started digging in my back, pulling bone fragments out, and finding out that I had bone cancer, bone and blood cancer.
Bone and blood cancer? Yeah. Oh.
Which is all over my body.
Wow.
And I'm going to show you how good God is. When I first went in, I had tumors down my spine and lesions, what they call holes. And I used to wonder why I was in construction, why I used to have backaches. But every time I went to the hospital, because I didn't have insurance, and this is another thing for black men, you don't have insurance and you go to the hospital, they're going to give you the lesser medicine, the lesser problem, and kick you out the door. I did some research and I've been having cancer for years. And it got to the point where I was going to the hospital for my back that they couldn't turn me away this time. And when I went to the hospital and I went for my stomach ache, I've been had this cancer. For it to eat up my bones the way it deteriorate my bones in my back. But I'm gonna show you how good God is. They showed me X-ray on my back, and they showed the tumors down my back, and they showed the lesions in my back. And the next time I went into that place, and they showed me my spinal cord, it wasn't there anymore.
Come on,
Take your time, brother.
Take your time, bro.
Come on now.
Yeah, brother.
Come on now. Hey, that's the testimony right there.
Yeah.
That's the testimony right there.
I couldn't walk. I'm walking.
That's right.
Amen.
I couldn't work. I'm working.
Amen.
Come on now.
God is good.
Yeah, he is. All the time.
Yes, sir. Yes.
That's right.
I think about it every day. I wake up, the first thing I say is I just thankful to be here. Me and Dominique was on the bus. I'll never forget it. We was trying to get our life together. I used to talk to Dominique. I used to meet him on the bus, and I said, Dominique, we're going to be all right. And we ain't had no cars. We ain't had nothing. You remember
Yes,
that?
I remember. I remember.
Dominique, I said, keep going, man. Keep going. He was so happy about getting that job with the city.
Yeah.
You got that. And I told Dominique, I said, and I was working on my construction company. I was catching the bus, and I was working with other guys, and I worked with the brother here, and
Right there.
yeah, and Raziel was telling me about how he was going to his construction company, and Gene gave me the opportunity to come in here and remodel some of the stuff in here in the college, and I did Gene's first barbershop out there, Gents and Gentlemen.
Spring Guard.
It put me in a whole different circumference, but I'm here to tell y'all, if y'all don't believe in God, you better believe in Him.
Yes.
Amen.
You know it.
You're gonna lose your friends behind pride, and your friends gonna be gone when you get real sick and lose family members, and I'm thankful to catch cancer because it showed me who my real people was.
Yeah.
It showed me who my real family was, and some of the friends that I have real close. It started with me in the beginning, and Gene, and I ended up meeting the brother here, but me and Dominique had long time ago. Yeah. I'm from the streets, you know what I'm saying? I had real pride in who I was and used to fight. And I met King, but King been my big brother all my life. And I ran into Bishop, Empire 45, and he been sponsoring me ever since I ran into him. And he's a good brother. Bishop pushed me, and he played it back. Mm-hmm. He's not one of the person that takes the what you call the spotlight. So he humbled me.
Dope.
I was telling you, I said I played it back.
Yeah.
And I love playing it back because I don't want people to feel like I'm too cocky, because I've been that cocky person before. So I played it back. Even with my art, I know I'm good, but I know I could have been better if I would have focused. You understand what I'm saying? I'm way surpassed a lot of people with the art, and I just started it. But that's a gift that God gave me to get me through my cancer and get me to the place where I am right now. It got me back on my feet, so now I take it personal.
That's right.
And so, that pride can get you.
That's right. Appreciate you, brother. Let's
definitely.
Shoot him and roll. Let's jump into the comments before we wrap.
All right. So going back a little further in the comments, Wendy Armstrong said, pride can be tricky sometimes. We can be prideful and mistakenly hold grudges instead of forgiveness. I've experienced it, and I realized I was being prideful, and I had to ask for forgiveness.
Right.
Latoya Cruz Rivas has joined the conversation. She said, "What's up, fam?
What up?
What's up?"
Wendy Armstrong also says, "Woo, that's very true, William Hussey." Nicholas Gregory Campbell has also joined the conversation. Glad to have you here. Wendy Armstrong says, "Thank you for your transparency, William Hussey." Chamisha Robinson says, "Amen, William Hussey."
Amen.
Amen.
Angeletta McCoy says, "Great word, yes." Felicia Vaughn says, "Too much pride, diminished self-awareness, like your behavior or character towards each other." Willie Lee has joined the conversation. He says, "Positive vibes." Lamandia Allen says, "Thanks for the transparency, because we can get beside ourselves sometimes. Make the mistake of downplaying the role that everyone plays in getting the goal accomplished."
That's right.
Wendy Armstrong says, "So true, Tevin," with praise in hands. Thank you, Wendy. Let's see here. She also says, "I'm loving that Tevin is speaking the word. He got me hyped up." Talk that talk, Tevin.
Talk, Tevin. Talk that talk.
So we have Almonia DeFree, who is also joined the conversation. She says, "Tevin, you are speaking truth, and to see and hear the humbleness coming out of you. Praying hands with a heart." Wendy Armstrong also says that cancer survivor deserves a big hug, y'all. I would give him a big, respectful church hug. Tell him I am giving him an air hug, and we thank God for his healing.
No doubt.
Latoya Cruz Rivas says, "Although I grew up in church, but I can honestly say I've become closer to God than I ever have in my life. Going through situations as a parent has really opened my eyes to people and things. I used to think that everyone was for me, rooting for me, and wanted the best for me, but that wasn't true. I had to be humbled and go through every single thing I had to go through to give me a clear picture of my surroundings. I have to start saying no and not feeling guilty and start caring about me." Very, very true. She also says, "I used to be afraid to speak about being molested from age 8 to 13 years old, and date rape, drugs at 19, but I speak freely about it because I'm sure it helps others that aren't as vocal as myself."
Wow, that's proud. Who's that from?
That was Latoya Cruz Rivas.
Oh, Latoya. Dang.
Appreciate your transparency.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Latoya. Thank you for your
Wow.
transparency.
Yeah.
But those are the comments, y'all.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Doc.
Shoot. I guess you two had answered the question about prideful moments and how you learn from it. For me, I guess I'm gonna share two stories, and I'm gonna make them really, really quick. One was Prestige Barber College has been here for 13 years.
Let's celebrate that. Hold on. Let's celebrate that.
But early in our existence, we were having moments where the bills were coming in faster than the payments from the students. And and it was really heavy on me. And I remember just trying to figure out what the heck am I gonna do. You know, I felt myself drowning. Man, we're gonna have to close down. What I did not do was reach out, you know, to some mentors who have probably been in the same situation. Did not, you know, reach out to any financial advisors or anything like that. So I just kept drowning. And I just remember, like, one day, like, man, I called my mom crying, like, I'm tired. You know, I used to make $1,500 a week to $2,000. Now I'm here and you know, these cats not making their payments. They not serious, blah, blah, blah. And I remember my mom calling my uncle, which is her brother, you know, who's a business owner. So he's been in a situation before. And he calls me and he prays for me and he tells me I'm gonna be all right. And I just remember when it was the next day, one cat came in and said, I want to enroll in barber school. Boom, 1,000 down. And somebody else called and said, I want to go to barber school. Came in, 1,000 down. Oh. And I had 3 people enroll immediately. Wow. So boom, the bills were paid. And I remember God saying, you don't run this show. You don't get to determine. I know you had everything planned out, but you don't get to determine how I'm going to bless the community. You just supposed to be in place.
That's right.
And so that was real humbling for me. The other thing is,
that's beautiful. Let's clap it up for that, Joe.
We good now. We have a little cushion now.
Got a little cushion now.
we got a little cushion now. But I think God needed to do that to me because I think I was feeling too good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think people were seeing me and not him. You know what I'm saying? So
Come on,
I think we had to go through that.
That's powerful, baby.
Yeah. For sure. It was, hey, bro, listen, I was tired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The other thing is, man, I didn't like my dad for a good portion of my life. You know what I'm saying? He committed a robbery, got locked up for 12 years of my life when I was 3. Didn't get back out till 15. So I didn't like my dad for a lot of reasons behind that. But man, I had to get to a place where I had to realize I'm not too good to forgive. You know what I'm saying? Like I love myself and I think highly of myself, but I'm not too good to forgive people that I felt like did me wrong.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So now me and my dad cool. You know what I'm saying? He a corny old man.
Yeah, dad cool. Yeah, dad is cool. Dad is cool.
We have a great relationship, man. And
you said something right there.
Yeah, bro. Like I literally had to learn because the unforgiveness was eating me up.
Right.
That'll kill you more than the pride.
Boy, listen, it was eating me up, man. So when I had to swallow my pride and not feel like I'm too good to forgive, we were good to go.
How many of y'all deal with that? Most of us, you know what I mean? But that's a good one that I think we missed on this episode was just that pride being in the way of forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? Every day we got to learn how to live with forgiveness and grace.
Because we're going to do each other wrong if we are around each other, man.
Right, definitely.
That's just can't get around that, man.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
But thank you for that point. Thank you for that point. Go ahead, right there. You got the mic.
Yeah, I just want to say about the humbling experience. I've always been strong in my family. I've been the lead of everything. And the most humbling thing I've seen in this last maybe 2-3 years here is really you 3 brothers. You all have created a network around me with men that are willing to hold me accountable. And I truly believe in my heart, if I'm going the wrong way, I can call any one of you brothers and you got no problem with saying, Scoop, what you're doing. But I also feel comfortable that I can do it with you too.
Likewise.
And do it. And you do it.
Likewise for that.
And you do it.
Most definitely. Salute to you, King. Yeah,
he do not waste that privilege.
Nah, he don't.
For sure.
We need that though.
We do. Iron sharpens iron.
That's right. Any last words from the audience before we wrap?
Shout out to Trap.
This is the final episode. We going out with a bang. If you got something to say,
what's up with you, boy?
Man, I was trying to be here a little early, man. I apologize, man.
It's all good.
Man. want y'all to know, just like Sclue said, man, y'all know y'all my family. If it weren't for y'all, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now.
Likewise.
Appreciate you, family.
Man, for real, man. We got some upcoming things coming on.
We'll talk about that later.
Shout out to Eastside Trap. Boo.
That's right.
Just fact.
Already.
When you guys came in this season 2, I mean, you guys hit the track running, and it's gotten way better. And I know that season 3 is going to be even much more phenomenal, man. So I just want to give you guys your flowers on an open platform, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Conversations that matter.
For
It's
sure.
been an awesome season, man. And,
Appreciate it, man.
I said this last part, man, before we came up here, my 10-year-old, he's over there. He even asked, he was like, Dad, are we going to the podcast? Like, he asked it on his own merit. I didn't influence him or anything. I was like, okay, that was my affirmation.
That's what's up.
Good, man. We appreciate that.
I thank God for the village, man, of other men like you all.
Word.
Saying, that, are affluential in my son's life.
Oh, most
because
definitely.
we got to have that village, namely the black and brown male populace.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I thank you guys, man, for serving as surrogate uncles to my sons, man. So
Already, man. And likewise. Appreciate you, family.
Likewise, bro.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
It's kind of funny. I was getting off work. I had just got off work. Somehow I ran. So I went past when I blew the horn. I said, "Let me back up." I backed up. I said, through the door, and I said, "What's up, Trav?" He's like, "You going to the podcast?" I say, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I'm going to the house and get me some sleep." I said, "Then I'm coming to the podcast, right?" So
That's what's up. Hey, already.
That's what's up.
Before we wrap, I do want to give a shout. Oh,
hey everybody!
Hey,
they tearing my school up. They tearing my school up.
But everybody online, this is Ashley Good. I just wanted to say, this is an amazing platform. I want to give it up to you three fellas. I personally know each one of you guys from a different walk of life, but to see this triple threat come together is just so amazing.
Yeah,
keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate
keep pouring
that.
into the community. Keep pouring into these men. And as far as pride and ego can definitely be a character killer. So just keep on being in tune with yourself and who you are, and just pay attention to confidence and that thin line on the other side, which is ego and pride.
That's
And
right.
I love
that's
it.
my piece for
That's good.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
That's good.
That's it.
One more thing.
Okay.
I just want to say I'm truly proud of everybody in this room that has
Yes.
accomplished different things in their lives that was an obstacle to get past,
That's
or
right.
get over, or go around, because it is hard. It's very hard. And I see we haven't talked about levels. Sometimes God will put you on a different level. Sometimes we will jump to a level where we're not supposed to be yet. And he will pull us back down, just like we heard that. He will pull us down when he feels like you're going over his head.
Right.
And let him lead, just like a man would lead or a husband would lead in his own household. You let God lead. And it's just like that. And things will go smoothly. But congratulations, and I wish all the best on the 2s and the 3s.
That's right.
Going up your levels, okay?
All
Going
right.
up
Thank
your
you.
levels.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys.
All right, it's a wrap. We got any comments before we wrap? This is the last episode
You
of
good?
2024.
You good,
We
bro?
made it.
Made it.
Yeah.
You want to say something? You good? All right. My man.
Shout out to that Fitzware outfit you got on too, brother.
Yes, sir.
Super
Shout
dope.
out to
Super
the
dope. Go
Phils,
ahead
man.
and do the walk for the old lady gonna be mad.
Listen,
Huh?
man,
She gonna be
listen,
mad. I told her I got it. I told her.
I stand up, but that peer pressure not gonna have me out here walking.
That's that ego. See, that's
You know what I'm
that
saying?
okay.
super dope. Shout out to Fitz
Fitz
Apparel,
in the
man.
building. Yeah,
They got a fashion show today, right?
Yeah, they're in the fashion show right now as we speak. They
Super
have,
dope.
women's fitness apparel and now men
Uh-oh.
Fitness apparel as well. So check them out. Look them up. Fitz Apparel and
and accessories, man, and they
Super dope.
have some dope stuff, man.
And we got the field day coming up. Shout to that one time.
Yeah. So we have the back to school adult field day and kids field day. We focus primarily on undergarments because a lot of our kids get book bags from everywhere, but they have holes in their socks, holes in their underwear, and they don't like to take their shoes off at school. So we just want to make sure that we provide undergarments for them as well as backpacks and school supplies. Then we have the field day portion, which is so dope, man. We have adults out there doing the wheelbarrow, the sack race, tug of war, and it's just real super dope. It's a family vibe out there, man. So you all come on out there. It's August the 24th at 4 p.m. right here at Woodmere Park on Phillips Avenue.
August 24th,
August
4 p.m.
Yep, August 24th, man. We'll be out there.
That's right. And also next weekend we got the citywide kickball tournament and Stop the Violence cookout at Barber Park too. Shout out to Z Tweezy, Q Diddy, Ingram Bell, everybody involved in that Gate City Coalition, I believe.
Coalition.
So it's super dope. And also September 28th. We got the Citywide Festival. Yeah. Shout out to Buster Brown and everybody involved in that. We bringing out numerous artists. We're going to put out more information on that as well, but just stay tuned. We got Rico Barrino on that thing, though. I seen he did the video. Yeah, shout out to Rico Barrino there. And we got a couple of surprises, too, coming. So y'all stay tuned. It's a free event. Barber Park, and we'll put more details out throughout the week. Music festival. So y'all stay tuned for that. And also, my brother Gerald Roberts has the Gifted Hands Art Gallery and Fashion Show coming up soon. So y'all stay tuned. We're gonna put more information about that out too. In the next few months, we'll be bringing that. But definitely this month, the I Am King magazine will be dropping super soon. And we're going to have the pop out. We're going to do the pop out. Yes. So these guys will be in the building signing these magazines, y'all. So when y'all come purchase y'all magazines, I'll make sure they in the building. You get you a signed magazine from all the kings that's in the magazine, but we're doing heavy promotion soon. So y'all stay tuned for that.
Where are people going to be able to get the magazines?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked, Doc. You can get the magazine. First of all, you can pre-order for IamKingNetwork.com. IamKingNetwork.com. Go on to our website and you go ahead and pre-order. That way, when they do drop, yours will already be shipped to you. We will ship it to you. You do have to pay for shipping and handling, though, but we'll send it to you in a nice package, all wrapped up, nice and fresh. But also, you can hit any of us up, but we'll have a pop out. They will be in stores as well, but we're going to put the retail stores out when we do the heavy promotion and start the campaign in the next week or so. So y'all stay tuned for that. And then November 3rd is going down. I Am King the Dinner. It's official.
Come on.
Yes. Man. So I don't get no hand claps for that. All these kings in the
man, your sister
everybody looking like
your sister be She's supposed to lead in. Yeah, that's the prize.
Gene.
The bro looking like, damn, bro, you tell us. I ain't told nobody really because I've been just putting it together for the past month or so. And this one's gonna be super dope, man. I'm talking about a production, man. I'm talking about we putting on. Yeah.
That's a fact.
We're going to a whole nother level now, guys. So I'm gonna let y'all know ahead of time. So November 3rd, make sure y'all save the date. Tickets will go on sale soon, and we'll start promo soon. So y'all stay tuned for that. But it's been a real one, y'all. It's been a long way coming. We knocked down 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Now it's football season, so we get to relax.
Just for a little bit.
Yeah, but we thank all y'all, man. Thank you for always tuning in. Thank you for the love and support.
Yes.
Even if you share the flyer, if you tune in for 2 seconds, if you just told somebody about us, we don't have merch, so you didn't buy merch. But whatever you did to tune in and help us and support us. But don't worry, because we got the card games coming. We got the journals coming. We got a lot coming for season 3. Look at that. He looking like, wow, where? Go ahead and put your phone on it. What else we got coming for season 3? Entertainer. You remember
what y'all didn't know for season 3? I'm gonna sleep out. I'm gonna go to the homeless, and I'm gonna be homeless for 4 days. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a 4-day vacation. And we're gonna get documents. We gotta have some real conversations. We gotta go to the strip clubs and see what the strippers do when they off work. Cause they listen for real though. Cause they single parents. Listen, let's have some real conversations let's have some real conversations that matter. I'm gonna be sleeping straight up. Listen, I'm gonna be sleeping at the park with the homeless. I wanna interview them. You know what I'm saying? I want to listen. I'm tired of sitting in the church. Let's take it to the streets next season.
Take it to the streets.
Take it to the streets next season.
Hey, he ain't lying. He gonna leave that.
You gonna sleep? You gonna be there with me? I can't say sleep with me. You. That's a fact.
Yeah,
so we need to sit out there and witness and see how it feels to be like this. Whatever.
That's right. I'm with you.
Season 3?
Season 3. It's going down. We in the
Before we
streets.
wrap, you guys.
Go
Before
ahead,
we
Tim.
wrap, I do want to give a special shout out to all the co-hosts that we had on this season.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Tia Henderson, Rathel Daly, Wendy Armstrong, Shannon Brooks, licensed therapist Alicia Branch, as well as Corey McCann. We thank you all for your contributions.
Yes,
Season number 2.
That's right. And everybody that came out for the past two seasons for the dopest live audience in the city, man. And they showed out today. They popped up on us today. That's out with a bang. So we definitely appreciate y'all, man. Till next time. This is season 2. I'm your main man, William Muncie 365.
Gene Blackman.
Big 22, Dominique Davis.
And we'll see y'all next year for season 3. And it's just like that.
Peace.